We're live.
Man, if we had a podcast of my
Live from the Pines. It's round two, actually. Round two, Texas High School Football Playoff Show. Tonight we have our man, Gary Ivins, a.k.a. Big Nasty, with us, and the one and only, the man from KTRE, Sean Clinch.
man, that was the original Channel of Champions. Man, I wish I could tell nasty stories. They're all good. They're all good. And we're talking late 90s. I think he's in his prime now.
We have some history. There's no question about that. How's our boy Brian Mays doing?
You know what? He's living the good life. Got one kid graduated from college. The other one's at Baylor. And he convinced his Aggie wife to go on Texas football road trips this year.
Oh. Well, tell him I said hello next time you see him.
Oh, I think I've done it. I do it at least once a quarter. And he's right. And he gets that smile. He brings up Latexo. Then to Crockett.
God's country.
Man, God.
That's
Monty Jack Driscoll days.
He was the tight end on the championship final team.
Man, he tells me stories. It was so frigid that night at Hurst Euless Bedford Stadium that they just wanted to end the game.
It was awful. I will tell you that. It was awful.
That's
worse than driving to a road game with Jalen behind the wheel.
It's you get in the truck with me headed to a Lufkin Panther game. We will be there with plenty of time to spare.
So you're going 85 plus
and not pay attention or buckle down.
I'm always paying attention.
And also, if you're riding, you either got to buckle down or just get on your phone and not pay attention. I'm talking about you as a rider.
He should, man. You're an insurance salesman. You have that tracking device.
Whoa. I'm part of Live from the Pines.
Yeah, you're from Live with the Pines, aspiring potential second career goals.
Exactly. You know, it's round two. You look back at round one across the state, and I got to say the biggest upset was probably in 5A Division I. Nobody and their mama but the girl from Dave Campbell. And I did say it on that show we did that there's a good chance Weiss wins that ball game. I know Nasty, said that game could go either way.
Right.
But Weiss takes down the LaPorte Bulldogs.
Whew. And
before we started the show, I'm scrolling Facebook, and I'm on one of those Texas High School football pages, and they're talking about the LaPorte game and, how bad it sucked for the seniors and everything. And somebody's mama got on there and said it's all on the coaching staff. Weiss, she said that Weiss went in the halftime, and they came out in the bare front, and they didn't make any adjustments, and Weiss took over that ball game. And she might be right. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't watch the game at home, but I will have to say this. Fluger or Weiss could put the ball in the air, and they got a pretty darn good running back, even though their running back's hurt. So, every year somebody gets popped early, and, nobody wants that to happen.
Okay. I just want to say this. There's 7 minutes left in the game, in the third quarter. They've got the football, and they're up 21. I would be willing to bet every penny I got that if they run the play clock down to 3, snap it and run it every time, don't throw a pass, and do a little punt block protection to win the game.
It didn't surprise me. I got to see Weiss here locally against Anderson High School, the Trojans, and Week 10, and Weiss has always been incredible. Do we have feedback tonight?
Well, Nasty's just so loud, it's carrying through the hallway and the door.
Is that better?
I don't know. He stopped talking. I could hear the feedback coming through, but
got technical issues. That just means, man, we're hustling.
exactly.
Weiss is loaded with a lot of talent. They have a very young QB, a receiver who is the son of a local pastor, might I add, and he's a Division I prospect as a junior. He just took a visit to Michigan as a junior.
I was scrolling through their Twitter, saw one of them was in at Ohio State last week or this week.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, they look like they have some talent.
But at the end of the day, Nasty said this since the playoffs started. Playoff experience goes a long way.
Yes.
And there's no doubt in my mind that those Lufkin Panthers will be prepared to play football on Friday. And before we move on to that, shout out to the Lufkin Panthers taking care of business round one. Shout out to your Austin Anderson. What are y'all, the line?
The Trojans.
The Trojans.
I got stories about that from back in the day, but I don't think we need to tell those.
Shout out to both those teams making out the first round. But, these Panthers got their hands full Friday night. And it's going to be a good ball game. And we can most definitely win this ball game. I think that this part of the season, you're not going to see anybody that doesn't belong to be there. And, even looking at Beaumont United, they had to win some games to, get to where they, make the playoffs, and they made it happen. So I think that, Dave Campbell opened the game up at 13, and you can't disagree with it. They've scored 50, 60 points a game. And I think the the 2 losses they had in district, they're by 7 or 3 points. So they deserve, all that. But I got a lot of respect for Coach Malcolm Hill and his team. But come Friday night, it's on and popping. It's love football between those lines.
That's a lot of experience. I mean, Weiss they've had a good program, and then Coach Hill and
they actually opened me and Trey's senior year of high school.
It just opened when you guys were seniors.
Yes.
That's you guys, I had one hair follicle left, and because you said that, I can say Nasty and I were both in the truly Chrome Dome club. But Weiss has always had talent, and they came in, they had a little slow start, with College Station and A&M Consol, but they progressively got better. And to your point, when they played Anderson, they took that personal, and it all came together. And it's the same thing what you said, Jalen. There's always one program in every classification, maybe 2. Something just flips, and it's usually that program who has had experience in the postseason, because it's a different animal. You can't prepare for what you're about to experience in the postseason, especially after by district.
And there's no doubt in my mind that you and Nasty got to see some of the best playoff football in the early 2000s being here in Lufkin. And even though me and Trey were probably at the games, we were probably 1, 2, 3, 4 years old. So our memory is not as good as y'all's, but, y'all have seen some really good football in the playoffs.
Nasty, what's the first memory, not state championship? I think my favorite memory, and I know you'll agree, but you may have a better one. Walking down the ramp to old Floyd Casey Stadium, Lufkin, South Lake Carroll.
That was good. That was a good game. I don't know. There's been some good ones, man. Were you around when Rodney Thomas was going?
I was.
We're just talking about Lufkin. Obviously, that's not Lufkin, but we went to a game at the Astrodome. My parents took me for Rodney Thomas was playing Schulenburg.
Key shot.
And I got to tell you, that was off the chain.
So
I remember him.
Like when Lufkin played South Lake, we played him in Knack and we played him in Waco.
I remember that's one of my earliest memories ever is walking into the stadium in Waco. I could do that with my mom's friends.
There's a story about that Waco game. I was probably in first grade, and there was a fellow teacher of mine that walked in the same gas station as we walked in. And, like adults do, she had something in her bag, and I saw it, and I was like, Mama, that's my teacher right there. You're back at that age, you don't realize those things, but that was a good game. Now, a good game I do remember with my memory was Lufkin versus Cy Ridge at Cal Field, the old Cal Field. And I remember Russell Shepard.
He made a play right before halftime that changed the whole game.
That dude could go. I think he played a little quarterback, a little receiver, a little running back.
He was quarterback in that game, but he ran one for about 90 yards with about 30 seconds left before halftime that cut our lead to one possession. Huh?
Are you broadcasting that game?
Yeah.
What did you say during that moment?
Oh, JP Heath and I are actually doing that one together, if memory serves me correctly. I was on the sideline throwing up. You just could not get a hand on him. He was that fast.
Yeah.
So it was like 2008 or 9. I was early when I just got here.
Yeah. So, looking at, round one across the board, 6A all the way down, another good game that stood out to me was that Dickinson-Atascocita game. Atascocita's quarterback, Carde Mack, he might need to go down in one of the history books of legends of what he did. I think he had 5 touchdowns.
That's amazing, man. I saw Coach Craig Stump's post. I don't think they were planning for that at all. An early exit. I mean, and look at this comment. West Orange Stark, they were a powerhouse for a long time.
No doubt. So, looking back at this round one game, Lufkin versus Westbury, our man Nasty couldn't make the trip. He broke a streak. What was the streak? 213?
Yep.
213.
13 years?
No, 19, I think.
19?
Yeah, 2007.
Well, I want to bring back a great memory. This is for the old heads. Gary, you remember this. It was honestly my first year back in East Texas as a professional. I had just left San Angelo, and it was 99 season, and Outlaw had won the coin toss, and they got to host. This is back when Dallas Carter was still somewhat Carter. Hosted Carter at Abe Martin on a Saturday afternoon. Perfect day. Full house.
I heard about this last week in my barbershop.
Oh, what Purvis. Son was a fullback, and they out physicaled. And that was when LeBrandon Shepard, that group. It was. I remember signing day. I'd never seen so many people lined up to sign letters of intent that following February, but that day will go down as one of my favorite playoff memories. And before and early on, and then the other one was Cedric Benson when he was a sophomore at Midland Lee playing in San Angelo.
It's crazy days. Looking around the district, our district obviously went undefeated this week. Everybody got it done. Games around us. Corrigan lost. Who else lost? I don't think Alto made the playoffs. I know Groveton lost to Augustine. And it's I can't think of any. Y'all got any other input on some teams that lost around us?
Who do you want to know about, partner?
You said you're going to be prepared today, so we're going to let you take over. No, we're going to let you take over. You told us last week that you were going to be prepared.
I don't know
what you want to talk about.
Are we talking Lufkin? Are we talking Atascocita? Which way you want to go here, Einstein?
It's round one's kind of hard to talk about because most of those games are expected. So we'll hop into round two. We already talked about the pack. Gary, what's your take on that?
Well, I'm pretty sure everybody's listening to this on Friday is going to be on their way to the Woodlands. So I thought since you've been at practice every day and you are the president of the Sideliners Club, you were going to tell me how we're going to win Friday night.
I'm not gonna put it all on the air. You know, I don't want. We got a lot of people watching the show.
Come on, buddy Garrity.
We can't be putting it all on the table. I know one thing. What we're going to do Friday, we're going to line up 11 people on the field, and we're going to go out there and play Lefty Panther football. That's all I got to give on input of gameplay.
Well, you already said we have more experience than they do, and I'm not finding that to be true. They should have beat Angleton last year in the playoffs. They were up 14 in the fourth quarter. Blew that one, but kind of returned the favor last week against LaPorte. So I'm telling you, they're going to be pretty good.
They got more stars next to their name than we do on the field.
And that don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing. Stars don't mean nothing.
Really? Because Coach Outlaw used to always say it ain't about the X's and O's, it's about the
Jimmy's and
Joe's.
I'll take Kenny Waters don't have one star. I'll take him up against a lot of backs in the state.
Well, there's no doubt about that, but they've got 3 running backs. You don't know their name, but you know the name Libby, Mays, and Austin.
I think what you guys are, I'm not going to say shocked because you guys have seen some of the best players in the state run through East Texas. I was very impressed with Weiss's interior defensive line and their front. You
already played Weiss.
Huh?
You already played Weiss.
Yeah, but I'm just this will help to understand from what you guys will see. Anderson has Caleb Crenshaw. He's now the Austin ISD's all-time leading rusher or rushing king. But, they held him in check for a big part of the game. It was a struggle to break through. Weiss has a good front, and they're athletic. I just felt like they have come on and figured out who they are late in the season.
There's no doubt. I watched 2 films yesterday and today, so I've only seen 2. I hadn't watched all 11 games or 12, but I got to tell you, this sophomore on the defensive side, number 7, Henderson, he's a freaking football player. I don't know. He's got offers from Ohio State already. I'm telling you right now, this dude is a freaking football player, and we're going to have to know where he is Friday night on every snap.
Looking at some of the 24/7 stuff looks like they got 3 seniors on the offensive line that you put them together, they average 3 bills. So that's
see that right there, Nasty?
What's that?
Terry Johnson said high school is different. Stars help, true, big time, but coaching in high school is a huge help.
Coaching has helped at any level. I don't care if you're talking about Little League or freaking Major League. I get it. There's no doubt. But the level of mess up, if you will, in there is a little bit shallower on our side, if you ask me, because we can't make any mistakes and win a football game, and you just can't. If we play our best game, can we win? Absolutely, but we cannot make any mistakes.
Yeah, it seems like they feast off the big plays, and
that's what Weiss is. They're a big play team.
They are the Tennessee Volunteers.
I mean,
we cannot let Trey Moore run free in the middle of the field. If we do, he's going to set records.
Most of their wide receivers' bios include their 40 times. So anytime that happens, it usually means they're fast.
Well, again, I've only watched 2. Y'all were telling me number 5, the sophomore Anderson's the best one. I think Trey Moore, number 9. This kid's 6'3", 200 pounds, and he looks like a physical beast out there to me.
And that's the guy I was referencing. Good kid. His father was a former OU quarterback, so there's that DNA is part of him. Weiss has a good collection, and to Gary's point, it is across the board. Moore is just one of them, but he is that downfield threat. He will get behind your secondary. It's just my only concern for Weiss, can they get the ball over the top of Lufkin's secondary?
And I think that goes straight to, can our front 7 get pressure without having to blitz? And I think that's what's going to determine if we're able to have success to win the game or not. Can Davis and Whitaker and Bogney get pressure on Chad without having to dial up any special circumstances from Coach Cowgill? And if we can, we're going to have a lot of success. But if their offensive line neutralizes our front 5 that are trying to rush, I'm just telling you right now, it's going to be issues offensively.
Nasty, this guy's taking shots at you.
I don't care.
4 guys and not one head of hair. Look at here.
I got here.
Man, I tell you what, I bald is sexy. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier.
I'll match my wife up against anybody. Let's go.
Mexican fruit.
Why don't I just put her picture up here in place of mine? I'll just talk.
I get some more viewers.
No doubt.
No, but no doubt, everything you said, like Trey said, you look at their bios, their 40 times are up there. They can play. They're not here for no reason. These guys can flat out play. They didn't beat Austin Anderson for no reason. If they don't lose that game to College Station, they win the district. It's a no-brainer. We know that. But I don't think Weiss has the defense that Port Arthur Memorial had. And I don't think that we're going to see anybody for a long time that has the defense Port Arthur Memorial put on paper. We put out there on the field. It's not comparable.
What advantage does Weiss have over Pam?
What advantage does Weiss have over Pam?
Yeah, defensively. I'm saying Pam over Weiss.
Did you not see Port Arthur Memorial's defense?
There's no comparison. I'm telling you, after I watched LaPorte film first, and I came after away watching that film going, man, I think I would have rather played Weiss than LaPorte. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying we're going to beat either one. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying after watching that game, I kind of thought LaPorte was better than Weiss. But then you go watch a couple other films of Weiss, and you're going, ooh, these guys are pretty dang good.
Well, I got to add to that, Ivins. When I first looked at this bracket, this region, 5A Division I, and I'm not trying to be biased. I'm just looking at overall talent, speed, some experience in the postseason. This may be arguably the toughest region in all of the playoffs. Potentially. Yeah. I mean, I know you can't compare 2A to 5A or but when you look at the collection of talent, collection of ability, collection of experience, and the speed, that's what I'm looking at. That's just my opinion. Coach Hatcher at Anderson, he even made a remark about it. He said this was we got the toughest region in the state, hands down.
I don't know about that.
Well, you look at it, there's not a real defined answer of who you expect to get out of it.
You go look at those 6A brackets.
But you can pinpoint pretty well the two
who's
teams.
Who's going to
get out of the region.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're going to have to see South Lake Carroll play Prosper in round 3.
I could probably pick
I'll go ahead and write the Dragons on that one.
Yeah.
6A Region 2, Division 1. I don't want any of that. 6A Region 2. I don't want Region 2, Division 2. I don't want any of that.
I'm telling you, I agree with you. Like our region's hard, our bracket's hard and everything, but that 6A Division 1 and that 6A Division 2.
It can't be hard when you get a bye into the second round. I'm just saying.
I think let me restate this. And by the way, Terry Johnson has some good historical nuggets here. High school football. I'm just talking about their level of parity.
You're getting Longview and DeSoto in round 2.
But look at the scores from last week compared to the rest of the region. You had an 84-25 ball game that Abilene won. What are we doing here?
I'm just saying, man. You're gonna get
when you look at the scores. There's like 2 games that were kind of close, and other than Region 3, and you look at it. Yeah, and one of them was a 33-point loss.
Right.
The next one is a 77-76 ball game. So that's, I think, what he's trying to hammer home. It's like.
Clint, here's the main question. It's 4 District 9 teams versus 4 District 12 teams. When we look ahead Saturday night and all 4 games are done, how many District 12 teams will be playing in week 3?
Man, it may be.
I'm going to tell you right now, College Station will be playing for sure. So you can lock that down.
I like A&M Consol as well.
You like Consol or Memorial?
Dude, I want to stay true to what we just said, how we opened the show here. Experience is everything.
Yeah.
If we're going to stick to that,
I agree with you 100%, but
consolidated. Listen. This is not a shot at whoever we think is going to get.
But beat Crosby by 1. Angleton beat Crosby by 3 touchdowns 2 weeks ago.
And that's a good point too. That's a great point.
And College Station made Angleton and Coach Britton look like they were just lost.
I'm telling you, if they can stop the run, that game, if they get him consolidated, I haven't seen him play. I know nothing about him this year, but if they can stop the run, that game's going to be played in the 20s, and it's not going to be decided till the end of the game. It'll be a ball game in the fourth quarter.
And even this Anderson game, I don't know.
I don't know, man. I thought Austin Anderson would have beat Friendswood without any trouble.
Friendswood had shocked me with their size.
They're huge.
They're big, but they're not real fast at all.
I won't be surprised if any of the 8 teams that win Friday and Saturday, I won't be surprised by any of the outcomes. I'll just say that.
No, there won't be any upsets. I mean, there may be
I know what
initial
the rankings say. The rankings say it's going to be Memorial is going to be the only team that's going to win, and Barbers Hill and Austin Anderson's a flip.
Yeah.
But again, there are no rankings. That's why we got playoffs. And one bounce the ball. Just none of these games. I mean, there's playoff games that are going to be played starting Friday. You'll tell me if somebody lost, I'd be shocked. I mean, if Westwood goes in and beats number 1 Columbus Friday, I'd be shocked. But I won't be shocked if any team wins in any of these 4 quarterfinal games.
Did you see Cedar Park came back and beat John Tyler?
Yeah.
I think John Tyler was up by like 14 or 21 going into halftime.
And that's another team. Michael Quintero, I think they've won 5 straight. I may be off on that.
Yeah, they didn't start the season off too hot, but they made up for it. Cedar Park.
And they've got the pedigree, the playoff pedigree. Another one. I know, and people don't agree with me. I think this was a rebuilding year for Westlake in 6A Division I. They played in the state championship again last year, lost to North Crowley. Vandergrift won 6A Division II. They played each other in a bi-district here. Vandergrift got them at home, beat Westlake for the first time. That's just, I think we can't use the experience argument there. It just, I think Westlake finally had a rebuilding year.
Yeah, they were. I believe they were real young.
Terry Johnson, that ain't your daddy's John Tyler. He is absolutely right.
Yeah, the enrollment dynamic has switched at John Tyler for sure.
No doubt.
Oof.
Another big game that sticks out this week, Katy versus Houston Memorial. So the head coach at Houston Memorial was the starting quarterback at Katy.
What's his name?
Brian. Is it Brian Hack?
And he was on the staff.
I've been talking to him recently.
Man, that's an interesting dynamic because I have been told a buddy of mine he plays quarterback for a Houston area team. He said Katy's still good, but they're not what they were in recent history.
No, there's like the thing about Katy that this is Brooks Hack. That's his name.
There used to just be Katy. Now there's Katy and 13 other Katy issues.
But the thing about Katy that
I don't know the Woodlands in the Woodlands anymore.
No.
First time in history.
Park.
But what sticks out about Katy to me is they are one of those schools that have never went away from the grain. They're going to line up. They're going to line up, run the ball, and it's there's a lot of big time receivers coming out of that area. But why would I go to Katy when all I'm gonna do is 75% time block?
If you want to be a running back,
yes. Well, they used to call it the town of champions.
And it's because of Katy. I think they had that bond passed and built what they have now.
It also sticks. I just got an alert. Cedar Hill offensive coordinator has resigned, and the head coach has been placed on leave, and they are going under investigation.
Man, South Dallas, I don't know. They're getting a little.
And then the other school, South Oak Cliff, Faith Hill, the basketball powerhouse. I read something that TEA is taking over them.
So that's a growing issue. I think TEA runs Houston ISD. Austin ISD is under the gun right now. That's the threat. They are closing schools here, not high schools. They have a handful of elementary and middle schools because if we can, this is going to probably ruffle some feathers, to say the least. If people can oppose the Robin Hood, that recapture, where we are a property-rich school district here, over 40% of that money leaves Austin to go to not districts who are not as financially well off, which I agree we should all support, but 40%.
Yeah, Jalen and I are in a committee right now. We're getting basically a tutorial how school funding works, and just because your property taxes go up doesn't mean it's going to the school. The Texas State, basically same example they gave us.
Hey, drive stabs, tires. Now he's at Texas School Board Association. I'm telling y'all did not know this man in the top right corner, Trey Spoon Hensley, is a jack of all trades.
Master of none.
He knows numbers. He knows school boards. He knows how to swing the golf club like nobody.
I just want to say that any thoughts expressed on this program that don't involve football are not viewed upon mine.
Well, it's how the state funding works. Like you have a cup, the state funds some, the county funds others. If the county funds go up, state funds just become less.
Right.
And if you overflow it, they just take it and use it somewhere else, which is what's happening in Austin.
And it's exactly what's happening in athletics. If not for a bond, there were 3 bonds passed in 2022 here, 3 of which involved athletics. I couldn't believe they passed.
Yeah.
And that's the only way athletics survives. And now we're finally getting turf fields. We have one of the best ADs, and I don't know if he'll be here long. Aaron Glenn's brother, Jason, is the AD in his second year at AISD.
Well, he's doing better than the Jets coach.
Yep. Yeah, I talked to him about it. I said, man, I want to see you dance down a sideline like your brother did. I don't think anybody can win with the Jets.
No doubt. I know why he took the job.
God, so, it's a hard week to talk about high school football because there's a lot of up in the airs. But as we move over to the college slate, we got Rutgers at Ohio State.
Oh, God.
I'll bet Rutgers.
They should get 50.
We have Sanford at A&M.
Man,
you get to the Missouri-Oklahoma game. Has Missouri found a quarterback?
No.
Yeah, but they have one of the best, perhaps the best running back in the country.
Ahmad Hardy's
legit. He's the real deal.
Miami
at Virginia Tech.
That's potential upset.
So does James Franklin just walk in there and take over at this point?
He got emotional today talking about, I forgot somebody that meant something to him.
So does he get to, when's he get to start coaching?
I don't know. That's curious.
I don't think he'll probably be out recruiting here shortly.
Yeah. So he's done coaching. He will not step on the sidelines for Virginia Tech this year.
I don't know. I wouldn't think so. If he did, it would be a shocker to me because usually whoever the interim is
gets to finish.
They coach through the bowl game.
Yeah.
So you got Louisville at SMU. Line opens up at 2.5. The over is at 52. The over under is at 52.5. It's going to be a shootout. I like the over, and I like SMU.
I think SMU ends up earning a playoff spot, perhaps.
3-loss team. I just don't think there's room.
Win the ACC.
Huh?
You got to get in there, though.
Well, do you know what has to happen for that to happen?
They're only 5-1 in the ACC. They're ahead of Miami.
Well, they got to win both their games, and then they got to have Georgia Tech or Virginia lose.
Virginia will play Virginia Tech at the end of the year.
Virginia Tech's got to beat Virginia next week, or Pitt has to beat Georgia Tech this week, and they got to win both their games, and then SMU's in the title game.
A lot of tiebreakers.
Yeah.
I tell you what's going to be
working it out. Just ask me if you need an answer to something.
Yeah, I think the most intriguing conference, because it does involve a CFP spot for one of them, is, you know, we call mid-major, whatever, but the Group of Five American Conference. I mean, you've got UNT, Tulane, Navy, and oh my God, I didn't realize East Carolina only has one loss, but
they lost to Kentucky, I believe. No, it went Kentucky.
They lost one conference game, and then all of a sudden South Florida's out of it. That's their best team, but not record-wise. I don't know, but that's going to be interesting because there's so much push now, media-wise, to get North Texas in. But we all know about media push. Same media push had Texas at number one. With anybody who analyzed an offense or a roster would know that is not your preseason number one team in the country. Texas is not bad. It's just their offense is rebuilding.
You should have told that man up there in the top left corner.
Defense doesn't look great either.
They've been on the field for God knows how long, 2/3 of the time, it seems like.
Well, who wants to bet if they win these last two, they're in?
Are you talking about straight up win or convincing fashion?
I'm saying if they win against Arkansas and A&M, do you think they're getting in?
9-3.
No.
There's a chance, buds.
There's no shot. There's no room for not there. No.
45% chance.
If Georgia Tech
beats Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, there's some scenarios that have to play out, but I'm just telling you, it goes down to, is a 3-loss Texas team getting in or a 2-loss Miami team getting in?
2-loss Miami.
Why do you say that? I mean, who'd they beat? They beat Notre Dame. They got 2 horrific losses.
What about the Big Ten? I mean, where is Oregon, USC?
So they play this week.
Yeah.
That's an elimination game, in my opinion.
For sure.
You like Trey. I know you hate Texas, and you're going to say whatever you want to say to, you know.
I don't hate Texas.
I just listen.
There's no room for a 9-3 team to get in.
We can argue on our own time. We don't have to argue right here.
This is what we're here for.
Yeah, well, no, we're not. We're not here to sit here and argue. Like, this is just the honest truth. You lose to Ohio State.
You think people watch Skip and Shannon to not argue?
Yeah, but we're going to argue later. This is not the time to waste.
This isn't called the qualify for the college football playoff. It's an invitation. Okay, so if I'm throwing a golf tournament, it's an invitation, and I want good players, or I want people that are going to bring money. There's different. You bring a lot of money to Calcutta, you get an invitation. You're a good player, you get an invitation. If you suck and you broke, you probably have to do something else.
That's exactly how it's like fundraising.
So you're going to have 7 at-large bids.
Essentially.
Okay? And it, again, goes down to depends on who wins these conferences, but
if I put Miami in, if I put between Miami and Texas.
If Miami gets in, if Texas is not getting in, if Miami gets in. I don't see how that's possible.
Listen, Texas is going to bring fans, viewers, money, merchandise. Miami's going to bring a few fans.
A little swagger.
They can't even get fans to go to their games when they play Florida.
Here's the deal that everyone overlooks. Everybody gets so bent out of shape when the CFP rankings start coming out. What is that, week 8? Or no, week 9. Is that it's part of the strategy. Keep it talking, keep it alive, the conversation, the debates. When, to Gary's point, every game matters. How it's supposed to play out will. And because we got the elimination game with USC, Oregon. We've got all these ACC games. We've got SEC. I mean, A&M's definitely not going to lose this week. Georgia's done with conference play.
Ranked in front of them, too. You've got Utah and BYU.
Yeah, it's another big one. Big 12, that's a hotly contested spot. And then
no room for a 3-loss team, I don't think.
And then people forget, what if Michigan wins out?
Exactly. They're in.
Well, they're not in.
If they win out, they beat Ohio State at the end of the year with 2 losses. They're in the playoff.
Well, they're not even in the Big 12 Big 10 championship game. If they do that, they got to get a lot of help.
Yeah.
They, like I said, they win out. They finished 10-2 with a win over the number 1 team in the country. They're in the playoff.
Okay, so you're telling me in that scenario, Ohio State loses to Michigan. Well, Ohio State's still in, correct?
Yes.
That'd be their only loss.
Okay, so Indiana is going to be playing probably Oregon or USC, whoever wins. The winner of that game is definitely in. And if it's USC or Oregon, Indiana's still in.
Yeah.
So you're telling me 4 Big Ten teams are going to get in that scenario?
Yeah.
But Michigan lost to USC. They ain't getting in. It ain't happening.
But you're sitting there. I mean, Michigan's sitting here at 18. They win this week, or are they off? No, they win this week.
The only way they get in is if they get help and get into the Big 10 championship game and win that. I think
they're sitting here at 18. They win this week, and somebody's got to lose in front of them. They're going to at least jump a spot.
Ranking. That ain't them guys with the money sitting in Dallas voting.
This is the college football playoff rankings. They're sitting at number 18. Someone's got to lose in front of them. They're going to jump at least a spot, if not 2. They play the number 1 team in the country, ranked possibly 15th, 16th.
BYU's 11 right now and could win out, and they ain't getting in.
And it's the Ohio State-Michigan games in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope they do win that game. If there's no upsets, Georgia, A&M, Alabama, and Ole Miss are in. You agree?
No upsets. Yes. Georgia, Alabama, A&M.
Yes. If Ole Miss beats,
absolutely.
If Ole Miss beats Mississippi State, they're in.
Yeah.
If Georgia beats Georgia Tech, they're in.
Without a doubt.
If Alabama beats Auburn, they're in. And the Aggies are in regardless.
Yeah.
You can't leave that.
If they lose, I think the SEC is getting 4 teams in. I think the Big Ten's getting 3.
So that's 4 and 3.
That's 5 of your at-large 7 bids.
Well, you're going to have at least 2 teams deserving not make it. We all know that.
Well, what my point was, that leaves your Michigan in that scenario, Texas, Notre Dame, Miami.
Notre Dame's in.
What about Oklahoma? Yeah.
And Oklahoma.
And they got to close out with LSU at home.
LSU, yeah.
Does the head-to-head matchup overweigh?
If they have the same record, I think it does. But I just think if you get to the SEC title game, you should be in, even if you lose that game. But some people are saying if Alabama gets there and loses to Georgia, that might not be the case. I just don't agree with that.
Right. No, I agree.
I got a question. Do you think that if Texas wins out and they don't get in, should they revisit their future schedule?
No.
Absolutely. No. I don't want them to. But I don't want them to personally because I like watching the games. But why wouldn't you? Indiana hadn't played anybody.
That's a good point, too. My problem is
if Texas would have played a Division II school and they're going to finish at 10-2, they would be in.
I mean, Texas will. That's one thing I like about Texas. They will not play a non-conference game against an FCS lower Division I program like Stephen F. Austin or Sam Houston. But Sam Houston's FBS now. Sorry.
Well, I mean, but you know what I'm saying. You could get, I don't know. You could get Kansas. Bring Kansas. If they're to play Kansas instead of Ohio State and beat Kansas and been 10-2, they're getting in the playoffs. There's no argument. But instead they played Ohio State at Ohio State and lost. And I mean, yeah, they should have beat Florida. I got you, but
that's what's going to kill them.
Yeah, good. For sure. I don't think they can get in. If they do, there's going to be a lot of fan bases throwing a fit.
Yeah,
just Texas. Yeah,
but does it not make too much like it? You know, I know people sit here and say like it can't happen, but can't you see it happen if they end up winning out?
Well, that's a good point too. Terry said, "Look, what about Notre Dame? Are they automatically part of it?"
Well, if Notre Dame and Miami went out, who should get in? They got the same record, and Miami beat them.
Yes.
So yeah, and like I don't know.
Notre Dame's played 3 ranked teams essentially, They lost 2, and they barely beat USC.
So if A&M loses to Texas, they're out of the SEC championship game.
Yes.
But who has Texas A&M truly beat?
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Notre Dame. No, I'm with you.
So what about Oklahoma and Vanderbilt?
Vanderbilt's done.
No, I'm talking about Texas beat Oklahoma and Vanderbilt already. And then they say they go beat A&M.
Yeah, they're going to beat A&M. Book
and
it.
then say somebody else loses. It's going to be hard to leave them out.
Look, the chances there. I don't disagree with the ESPN percentages. I'm not a big fan of lines and hype and all that. Texas is still there because that percentage places value on the teams that they beat, what their ranking was when it happened. And that's, man, I love that because there's so much people like to argue you didn't beat anybody. Well, team you beat when you played them, that's what their ranking was. The opposition. That's my whole debate.
I think they just need Ohio State and Indiana to meet in the Big Ten championship game because those two teams are in regardless. I think they need Georgia Tech or Virginia to represent the ACC, and I really think they need Miami to lose another game. And then they're in the discussion. But if any of those things don't happen, I don't think it's mathematically possible for the Longhorns to get an at-large bid.
No, and they don't to be honest with you, if they don't get in, if they don't make the playoffs, they don't deserve to make the playoffs.
100%. 3 losses. All right, let's go another scenario. What if BYU avenges? Let's say they get back in the Big 12 championship. What happens if they avenge that loss in Lubbock and beat Tech? What do you do with Tech?
That's a problem for Longhorns.
Yeah, I think BYU and Tech are in.
I don't think so. I think the winner's in.
I mean, you're gonna punish the loser out of a conference game. You just said you don't think that should happen. And the one loss that Tech has, they're down their starting quarterback at Arizona State. With them, they've looked borderline unbeatable. So I just don't think you can leave both of those teams out. And they're already ranked. BYU's already 11th.
Yeah.
So I just don't see that happening. I don't think you can leave them out.
I know one thing this weekend will tell us.
2-loss conference champ. There's no way you leave them out. And the second loss comes in the conference championship.
This weekend's going to tell us a lot.
It is, and it's another thing, and I kept saying on the stories inside the man.
You got to beat Arkansas before you think about anything.
100% you do. But here's the deal.
Arkansas is on a tear to go, ruin somebody's season. It could very much so be the Longhorn.
And they got to get it ready for John Gruden.
You think he's going there? Who's going to Florida?
Dude, I have no idea.
I don't want to hear you. I've already talked to you all day about that.
Man, I don't believe. I just cannot see Kiffin leaving Ole Miss.
I can.
I didn't know his wife is from. His wife's from there. I didn't know
his wife's dad.
His wife's dad played quarterback at Florida. Steve Spurrier wore the visor, so that's why he wears the visor. It's meant to be.
I'm going off that in interviews.
I get it. I pause.
He wants to be Steve Spurrier.
He wears that visor because of Steve Spurrier. But I bet you one thing, he'll look a lot better in purple and gold, and he can be himself over there.
I don't think he's leaving Ole Miss to go to Florida.
I'll just say that he's not staying at Ole Miss.
I'll ask both of you guys at the bottom. Would you rather be in Gainesville, Florida, or in Baton Rouge as the head football coach?
Ooh.
I've never been to Gainesville, so I can't make a educated.
I've heard nothing but great things. We know what Baton Rouge is like. Baton Rouge is fun, atmosphere. But can we look at each other in the face and say that of Ole Miss alumni, there's not as much NIL money? I mean, when you put that on top of the revenue sharing,
there is.
I just feel like if Kiffin goes to LSU, he can have whoever he wants, and he can get whatever he needs.
The same is true at Florida. It's just a little bit harder at Florida. LSU is a one-horse college town. You grow up in LSU. You don't want to go play football.
Everybody knows LSU.
Right.
Everybody knows LSU as I don't want to say this because I know it's going to rile you up. I want to say this for later, but I don't know, man.
Look, if all things are equal and LSU isn't the show that it is with the governor stepping in and firing their athletic director and everything else, it's a better job. I know that. Look at it. It's a one. There's like,
when did you wake up and decide that?
I've said that. I've told people that it's a top 5 job in the country. There's not much like it. Georgia's like that. Although if Tech gets there, it makes it a little bit harder. Ohio State's like that. Michigan's like that. That's about it. Those are like one-horse college towns. Like you grow up in Michigan playing football, you want to go to Michigan. You don't want to go to Michigan State. You grow up in Ohio playing football, you're not going to Miami, Ohio. You're going to Ohio State.
We are the only here in Austin, we're the only community, in my opinion, in the SEC that's not a true college town.
Oh, absolutely.
This is not a college town anymore.
No.
We're
Not.
UT.
Like you look at Tuscaloosa, Oxford, Auburn. Well, you got them at Vanderbilt.
Oh, Nashville.
Nashville.
I forgot Vanderbilt.
But they're not
Like
getting over the
Fayetteville,
hype.
Arkansas, Athens, Georgia,
That's
Norman,
an hour
Oklahoma.
east of
Lexington,
Atlanta.
Kentucky.
Now Lexington's a good size community, but
College
it's
Station.
that's one horse. That definitely is. That is all Aggie.
But I'm talking about like state and LSU's like breeding ground for high school talent. If you grow up in Louisiana, you're probably born to be a Bayou Bengal. I mean, that is what it is. So that's what makes it better. In Florida, you grow up, you got 3 major institutions. One's got a little bit more success.
You got 4 now, USF.
Which job is
are you
better?
asking the best job to win a national championship, or the best job to coach at and make money? Well, I mean, what's your
Win a
qualification?
national championship.
Let's get on track. Well, yeah, that's a great one. Here's what the debate should be: where do you go, coach, where you fast track to a national championship?
LSU.
How many national championships does Florida have? And when was the last one?
Tebow.
2008.
A long,
How many has
urban
LSU
mind.
had since then?
A couple.
Yep. They
How many
proved
Heisman Trophy winners has LSU had since then?
2.
3.
I would think it'd be easier to win at LSU, but that's just my thought.
Tyrann Matthews.
He didn't
Jay
win a
I'm
Heisman.
not saying that's the better job. I'm just saying it's easier to win.
He didn't win a
national
Heisman.
Burrow.
You had
What about
Burrow.
Fournette?
I don't think he won a Heisman. Did he win a Heisman?
I'm pretty sure he won a Heisman. One of them won a Heisman.
Hey, we've got some good comments, beginning with Chris Jackson. He said NIL's caused a lot of this parity. NIL coupled with the revenue sharing, where now I will say this, and you guys debate me on this. I may be total off base, just an opinion. I think with the revenue sharing, it's going to level some of it out a little bit because NIL is not going to be as prevalent or prominent.
I think it's helped the parity. Like LSU, well, not LSU. I mean, you think about it. The people that were already paying people, LSU, A&M, Texas, LSU, whatever, like Alabama, that's how they got it. But now you've got guys sitting there like Nick Saban retired because his whole philosophy is like, I'm going to mold you into a football player. You're going to sit here for 2.5 years, start your 3rd year. Next thing you know, you're going to be a first-round draft pick. Well, why are you going to do that now when Virginia Tech can come calling or Vanderbilt or someone else like at Ole Miss be like, hey, here's $125,000 once you show up and, $100,000 over the next year and come be our starter, your sophomore, freshman year. Like,
If Kiffin stays, how much are you donating Ole Miss?
I'm donating about $15,000 a semester. I'm donating enough.
He's gonna have to make it more if they're gonna keep Kiffin, which I don't even.
Hotty-totty.
I don't think it's a money problem.
If they keep Kiffin, I need you.
I hope him and my daughter leave that place.
If they keep Kiffin, I need you to swag Spoon out in Ole Miss gear.
I'll do that anyway. I got to go back right after Christmas.
If they keep Kiffin, I'm gonna cry.
We'll be waiting on Santa to get back.
All I know is this time in 48 hours, I'll be at Wood Forest Bank Stadium cheering on them Panthers.
So I was told on the broadcast that when we play Striving, I was supposed to dance like you. Are you gonna be able to dance Friday?
like me, brother. You ain't
Are
got
you
no
gonna be
rhythm
able-
like me, bro.
Are you gonna be able to dance like this?
Man, we beat Weiss. I'm taking this bad boy off. I'm getting down, brother.
Yeah, we beat Weiss. That would be
you better
really good ride home.
You better stretch those at ACL and MCL. I believe you. He's got a little swag in him.
Well, Nasty, will you go ahead and take us out of here and get us ready for Friday night pods?
Well, it was good to see you, Clinch Dog. All kidding aside, tell Brian I said hello down there and best of luck with everything. And whenever you come to town, stop by that Whataburger and get that double meat, double cheese because you know we bust that up. And I was at Tia Juanita's for lunch yesterday, man. I had them fried ribs. Those fried ribs, they are off the chain.
You didn't get Avery the crab cakes?
No, Avery busted up that salad. I said, baby, what's wrong with you?
Man, I miss some East Texas food, man. You guys don't realize that Lufkin has some unique but delicious places. I mean, we do here. It's culinary paradise here, but Lufkin, Texas brings it.
Mm-hmm. And of course, my baby brother came all the way from College Station yesterday. Bought him 2 rides. Him and his wife a ride at Wright Buick GMC yesterday. They rolled out of here with 2 Denali's. They're making that money over at A&M, baby.
Well, I know one thing Friday. I gassed up today, but I know everybody be gassed up Friday, headed down the road, headed to Wood Forest.
Yep. Hey, we'll be live at South First Street Bar and Grill tomorrow night with head coach Carl Absek at 6:30 with the Carl Absek Weekly Coaches Show. So stop by and see us there as well and get the replay of this one. That'll be starting at about 4:30. Game day, baby, live on Lufkin Game Time.
Hey, you give Coach Absek some love from his guy here, and man, best of luck to you guys. And I would love, love, love to see a Lufkin Anderson round 3 matchup.
You gonna stand in the middle? Or what side are you gonna stand on?
Man, I may have to go purple on one side and the blue and gold on the other side.
I wouldn't put that past you, Pods.
If that happens, I got to start working on it on Sunday.
Yeah, you gotta get the ball rolling. But I know one thing, baby. Friday night I will be dripped out in purple. I know it's white out, but I'm gonna have that purple on.
I'm wearing white everything, baby. White shirt, pants. I'm even wearing white drawers. I'm ready.
Hey, I will say this. There has been nowhere else I've been, from West Texas to East Texas, Oklahoma to here in the Austin area. I've seen a lot of great things and a lot of great people, including you guys. But I have never fell in love more with high school football and what it is during the playoffs than what I experienced in Lufkin, Texas.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The whole Saturday's game, you stand up there in the stands, it was packed.
Oh yeah.
It was good to see a packed house. I know the kids appreciated it. It's early dismissal Friday. Get the kids out. Tailgate starts at 5:00. It's gonna be on and popping. We gotta do it big Friday, and these kids are gonna need they're gonna need all the pack, man. And one thing, can you do me a favor when we kick the ball off? If you're in the stands and you're capable, please stand up and put your L in the air.
Yep.
I don't care if it's 21-0, 7-7. If we are kicking the ball off, get up on your feet and put your L in the air. If it is 3rd or 4th down and the offense is still on the field and our defense is out there, what happened to all of our defense chants and everything? Can we get the crowd back in the game?
Man, you don't need to be the president of the sideliners. You need to be the cheerleading coach.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will be back live. The show will be rolling Friday before the Coach Absek's interview with Gary. So make sure to tune in. Shout out to our man Terry Johnson, man. We found us a new follower, man. We appreciate you supporting the podcast and tuning into this. And guess what? If everything goes right, we will be right back here next week, Wednesday. We ain't got a time yet. We normally decide that about 2 hours beforehand. So we'll let you guys know. We appreciate y'all, and y'all have a great night. And there's nothing like Texas high school football.
Come visit me in Austin. Let's go.